tuned in to a Grown Folks production. In the mix. With the commish, Nate.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Press Pass Live, the weekly OMFL podcast show. Thank you for tuning in tonight, hanging out with me a little later than what we had hoped for. And as you can see, EA, I should point over here, right? EA screwing everything up. The servers have been up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. So I have no clue if this is going to work tonight, but we're going to make it work because we have daddy leagues if we need to. It isn't the preferred method of doing it, but we will go that route if we absolutely have to. My name is Nate. I am the commissioner of the OMFL, the world's longest online CFM in the world, 22 years old and going every single day. And tonight we got a great show ahead. We're going to look at some early playoff predictions, maybe if we can get there. If not, we're going to bring up daddy leagues and we'll do it that way. We're going to look at some predictions, some bold predictions. We're going to look at some overreactions. And now there we go. Thank you. And then we're going to open up the mailbag, which I've already glanced at tonight. And I can tell you right now is going to be a hell of a ride because we've got a couple of doozy of questions in there and we're going to get into it. So let's just jump right into it. We're not going to do any kind of recap of the week. Oh, that's right. I should also say that tonight the OMFL News takes a return. And our guy Brady was long-winded, man. He had a lot to say today, and it's going to be a lot of fun. There was one segment at the end that makes me laugh very loud, and I had to send him a message and say, this made me laugh for real. So you'll see it whenever we get there. Let's jump over here. Let's do this. Let's get over here. Maybe. And let's make some playoff predictions. We're going to start over here with the AFC side. So if it ended today, this is how it would be. We are in week number 15, 14 or 15. I forget exactly. I think we're in week number 14. We just advanced over the Saturday. I wasn't here. I was in LA. So I just got back from a trip to LA. Went out there on Friday and Saturday for a training trip. Got back super, super late. Actually, technically early Sunday morning. And been kind of unplugged today. I did a little bit of homework for the show, but I think we advanced some time on Saturday. And so right now, if it ended, the Jags would be your number 1 seed. The Jets would be the number 2 seed. The Steelers would be your 7. Browns would be your 3. Chargers would be your 6. Broncos would be your 4. And the Patriots would be your 5. On the NFC, the Saints would be your 1. The Cowboys would be your 2. The Cardinals would be your 3. The Lions would be your 4. The Falcons would be your 5. 49ers would be your 6. And the Green Bay Packers would be your number 7. What's up, Trey? It's good to see you tonight, bro. Thank you for coming in, hanging out with me tonight. I'm also going to be mixing up some audio. I'm fine-tuning some things. I think we're getting there, but I'm going to be fine-tuning some things that you'll see hopefully over the next couple of shows. Okay, so if it ended today, this is how it would be. But there are some teams that are still in the hunt. We've got a lot of football left to play. 4 weeks, something like that. So there's a lot left to happen here in the OMFL. Here is my predictions, looking in my crystal ball, so to speak, of exactly how I think it's going to break out over in the AFC. I'm going to take the Jags to be number one seed. You guys already know how I feel about the Jaguars. They're the king of the hill right now, 2 in a row, and until someone dethrones them, sorry. I don't see anyone being able to beat them. What are you doing, EA? Clearly, EA is having lots of issues tonight. So this may kind of come and go. We're going to see exactly how this goes. The Browns would be my number 2 seed. Let's get back over here. I don't know why it's about to do that. I heard MLB 3 versus 3 is pretty good. How do you like it? I haven't gotten MLB because I am a guy that does not play offline games, and if the grown folks does not have a league, I'm not going to buy the game, which is why I don't have WWE just yet. Still playing to see if we can get something going there. I like my idea that I have, but I don't know if it's going to be able to happen. Anyway, let me get back into this. Browns is my number 2. Patriots as my number 3. Broncos as my number 4. So my division winners, Jags, Browns, Patriots. That's right. I think the Patriots are going to win over the Jets, and the Broncos are going to win their division. Those are my top 4 seeds. Then I got the Jets at number 5, Chargers at number 6, and then don't at me for this one. This is how I feel. I like the Texans at number 7. So Jags 1, Browns 2, Patriots 3, Broncos 4, Jets 5, Chargers 6, Texans number 7. Jags would get the bye. Browns would play the Texans. Pats would play the Chargers. Broncos would play the Jets. I think that would be some really great games. Matter of fact, I think 2. No, it's just 1. That's right. It's just 1 that gets into the break. Oh, I know, but it won't work because I'd have to take a screenshot, then I'd have to set up a JPEG. Sorry, Brady, I couldn't read and process what you were telling me. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go over here. We're going to can EA Sports for tonight since clearly the servers are just not good. So let's bring up the browser here. That we're going to do here. We're going to have to go studio mode real quick. I'm going to come to browsers. I'm going to close this one. I think this should be the one that we want. It's actually kind of not the one that we want. So we're going to do this. We're going to go boom, boom, boom. This is what we're going to want. Bam. Come back over here. Do some interacting. Close this a little bit. Bam. No, Rod, you are not allowed to go on any kind of vacation. The OMFL comes absolutely first. So let's get down here. Here's where we want to go. So that is the way that I think that these are going to play out. We already talked about who's going to be where. So I like that to be kind of the breakout of how the AFC is going to go. That would bring Browns. Jags would get the bye week. Browns would play the Texans. Pats would play the Chargers. Broncos would play the Jets. Lots of really good games. I think Broncos-Jets would be a great game to watch. Look, I had Texans feel like they had the Jaguars on the ropes until late into that game. That could be maybe a fun down the line if he's able to get there. But we're going to talk about the Browns in just a little bit. I really like what the Browns are right now. I like Kenny Dickerson. I like what they've kind of built there. So they would have a tough matchup against a very powerful offense against the Browns. But you never know. Any game, anything can happen, and it's the playoffs. And so it just takes one. And then Pats versus the Chargers would be outstanding. Chargers put up a lot of firepower. They're going to spread you out. They're going to put a lot of receivers on the ground, and they're going to make you really work out on it on defense. Can the Patriots offense keep up? So that's how I like the AFC playing out. Now look at the Saints. Golly, come on. See, this is why I hate doing these so late at night. I'm fried. I am like totally fried, but it's okay. We're going to get it back together. So we already looked at how it would end if the playoffs ended right now. But here is my bold predictions of how the NFC is going to play off. Number 1 seed, give me the Cowboys. Number 2 seed, the Cardinals. Number 3 seed, the Falcons. That's right. I think the Falcons are going to beat the Saints and win the NFC South. The Lions are going to have the number 4 seed. Saints, number 5 seed. 49ers, number 6 seed. Panthers, number 7. That would give the Cowboys the bye week. The Cardinals would play the Panthers. That's a game that signed me up for. I want to watch that one. That would be spectacular. Falcons versus the 49ers. Sign me up for that one twice. I'm going to watch that one with 2 of me. Double screens, whatever it takes. That's going to be a really great game. Lions versus Saints. That's not going to be a great game. Trey's going to hand it to me if this is how it plays out. Lions are tremendously great. They are on I think it was a 6-game run the last time that I looked. They are red hot, and the NFC is going to have to take notice. The Cardinals are the one that's kind of up in the air for me. They've fallen all the way down to the number 3 seed. Dwayne and his Cowboys have kind of been hit and miss, but now I think his trips are over and he's back home. He's going to get focused for the playoffs. But what to kind of think of the Cardinals? And that also means the Green Bay Packers would fall out of the playoffs right now. They have been a great team. They've ran the ball really well. He had the Lions on the ropes until he did some craziness right before halftime. So maybe I'm not giving Priest and the Packers enough credit. He definitely could run, but that's how I see it playing out. Cowboys, Cardinals, Falcons, Lions, Saints, 49ers, Panthers, giving me some really classic NFC matchups, and I think that would be really, really great. Raj, I'm just totally joking with you. I know that you know that, but I just want it to be very, very clear that Nate is not serious about anybody missing any kind of family vacation. Okay, so that gets us where we need to be. This is where I am and how I think my bold predictions are going to go. Let's bring in the OMFL news and Brady, and let me just make sure with all my audio changes, this is going to work. It should work.
Let's get this video popping. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Brady Senior Man giving you the OMFL news, and we are currently in I don't know what week we in. We currently in week 13, 14, I believe it is. Yeah, I think we're in week 14. Yeah, or 13. Shit, what week we in? What week we in? All right, hold on. Let's get in here and let's look and see what week we in. If I'm looking at this correctly, man, yeah, we in week 14. So we only got 5 weeks left in the regular season. And yeah, we rolling. You feel me? I'll be sipping on my smoothie king. AKA my baby food. You feel me? But yeah, we're gonna talk about some power rankings, some Daddy League power rankings. We're gonna also talk about some stats. We'll even talk about players of the week for week 13. We'll look at the way too soon playoff rankings that are as of current. And yeah, man, you know, we'll talk about the goings on in the league, man. It's pretty light advances because of a lot of vacations and stuff going on. So hopefully everybody having fun, but be safe travels. And again, man, hey yo, Steve, bro, where you at? Man, I hope all is well, man, over there in the Steve front. But yeah, man, that's what we're gonna talk about today. All right, but real quick, let's just go ahead and knock out the players of the week. Last week, week 13, looks like we had Cleveland Browns. Kenny Dickerson had 6 TDs, 528 yards passing, 2 interceptions. Was anybody playing defense in that game? Good God Almighty. Okay, Cleveland, I see you. Y'all 8-4. Not throwing like that. You shouldn't be no 8-4. Anyway, and then defensive player of the week for the Cardinals, Levi Hartley. D-Money had that train going on. 6 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 interception. And yeah, man, that was my cue to shut the fuck up and move on. We'll be right back after this, y'all.
You can never doubt that Brady is going to say some craziness on his end. Man, I don't know what the deal is with EA. I think I seen a tweet from them. It's kind of the servers, blah, 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 blah. The servers are in and out right now, and they can't figure it out. I think they're working on it right now. I was trying to show exactly what I wanted to talk about tonight, but I guess we're going to have to continue to use Daddy League for this. So let me pull my Daddy Leagues back up. I know that it's still up for you, but I want to make sure that I get it up on my end. Also, looks like we got some breaking news. Trey says that the Packers have upset the Cardinals. I did not see that, but congratulations to Priest. Clearly, Nate is picking on Priest tonight because I have got some bold predictions, some hot takes, not only with the Packers not making the playoffs, but what I'm going to be talking about here in just a moment with some of my outlandish outtakes. Now, here's my disclaimer so that nobody gets caught up in their feelings. Like, this is supposed to be pretty outlandish things, like far-fetched ideas that maybe with like a very, 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 very small chance of coming true. But that's also kind of why I picked them. And so we'll see exactly if any of these come true. Number one, let me see if I can bring this up. It is going to be that the Atlanta Falcons are going to win the NFC South. They're sitting at 9-4 right now. The Saints are sitting at 10-2. They're only 2 games back, which is just not that far back. I think Atlanta has the schedule that sets up really nice. They still have to play the Saints one more time. And so there's a lot of opportunity for them to make a run. Let's get down here and look at their schedule. They just beat the Buccaneers, I think this week, if I've seen it correctly, 38-35. Looked like they had some DC issues, but they were able to get that game in. Squeaking out a 3-point victory is still a 3-point victory. They get away with that victory. They got to play the Cardinals, but clearly the Cardinals are kind of an up and down. I know that they're still the number 3 seed. How can you say the number 3 seed is an up and down? But then they're not the Cardinals that we've seen in the past of 16-0 and winning championship after championship. Something's not quite right there. And I see the Falcons are surging right now. I think we're up to 5 in a row in their winning streak. Then they got the Saints. They're on the road for that one. That was a really close game, but their defense really shined in that game. Saints' offense have struggled all season long. Then they got the Chargers. That's a winnable game as long as they continue to find some type of defense on that game, because they're going to have a really tough time being spread out. And then Kevin, who he's just not having the season that he wishes he could have had. But Kevin can beat anyone in any moment. I do think that these are all winnable games for him, with the big questions for me being, what does he do against the Cardinals? He's got that game at home. And what's he do on the road against the San Diego Chargers? But my first big call of the night, my first outlandish outtake, and I don't know why we get pop-ups on Daddy Leagues, it sucks, is that the Atlanta Falcons are going to win the NFC South. The next one that it would bring me, we got to come over to the AFC. And it's going to be the Denver Broncos. My outtake for this one. Why do I keep saying outtake? My hot take. I'm telling you, I'm burnt out, man. I need to go to bed. I've had very little sleep. I've worked a lot. I've worked all weekend. Thankfully, I have tomorrow off, which is going to be fun to do very, very little. But the words, they're kind of escaping me. The mind is escaping me right now. So thank you for hanging out with me. Do me a favor, close the chat, hit the like button, open the chat back. Keep coming to hang out with me. Trey, I know that you're playing MLB, but pick up the phone. Type out, send a chat. I don't know. Do something. I like the engagement. I'm saying that the Denver Broncos are going to make a deep run in the playoffs. I like this team. I like what they've kind of turned themselves into. He's found some kind of momentum here. You can see that they're 8th in points on offense, 8th in total yards, 11th in passing yards, 12th in rushing yards. On defense, that's a bit of a struggle for them. They're 27th in points, looks like 19th in total yards, 24th in passing yards allowed, 19th in rushing yards. So their offense is the reason that this team has been carried, and they have been able to find more and more offenses this season continues to grow. To finish out their season, they've got the Buccaneers, which is a pretty winnable game, but don't shake a stick at Twinkie. He can beat anybody anytime. He's got the Chargers. We've already talked about him. He's going to be playing the Falcons the week after this. That should be a really good game. He's got the Bengals. That's going to be a tough game. And then he's got the 49ers. So he's got some heavy hitters here to finish out the season, and I think that's going to make him road tested. It's going to make him playoff ready. I think he's going to win his division. I think he's going to go deep into the playoffs, and I think this offense will continue to carry the Denver Broncos into season 100 playoffs, and this should be a really, really good one. So there's 2 of my hot takes, 2 of my predictions. Now to get to the other 2, we're going to come over here to some player stats. First, we're going to look at some normal player stats, and then we're going to go talk about a possible rookie of the year. My very first one is that Kenny Dickerson. He's going to take the Cleveland Browns deep into the playoffs and possibly what I think is going to be an AFC championship game, possibly even matching up against our guy Brady. Like I said, as long as the King is on top, you can't really say too much about him. Kenny has had a really good season. Let's see if I can make these a little bit larger for myself so I can see. These are little mini words. I don't know what the deal is here. He's 249 completions, 446 attempts for a 66% completion percentage. He's had 5,000 yards the last 2 seasons. I think he's going to break it again. He's got 4,809 yards this year, a 10.8 average, 47 touchdowns, 35 interceptions. That's sky high, but it's still lower than what he's had before. And he's already tied his record so far in the OMFL with 47 touchdowns. I'm sorry, that was 35 sacks. He's got 28 interceptions. So he's about to break his interception record, but that's still lower than what he had last season at 33. In fantasy football, he's put up 329 points, but his rating is 112.3. I think Kenny Dickerson could be the player that's going to carry the Browns deep into the AFC playoffs and be the team that plays the Jacksonville Jaguars in the AFC championship game to get to OMFL Bowl number 100. That is my third bold prediction and hot take. And for my last one, we're going to get over here and look at the AFC. So my overreaction for the AFC, I don't know why I keep calling them hot takes and outtakes and all these. These are supposed to be my overreactions. My bad. So for my overreaction for Rookie of the Year, we all know what Marion Clancy, for the Green Bay Packers has done. But I like Dwayne Calhoun for the Los Angeles Chargers. Why did I call them Clippers? I don't know. Los Angeles Chargers. Dwayne Calhoun, a tight end, going to be the first tight end to win Rookie of the Year here in the OMFL. He's having an outstanding season. 72 receptions, 1,381 yards, a 19.2 average. He's got a long of 75, 14 touchdowns, and he's put up 221 points, already up to 78 overall. This guy's got speed and power. He's got great hands, and he becomes another weapon for it just went out again. It's mind-blowing what's up with EA, but he becomes another weapon for Colin, who's already got great receivers. He moved Herbert, so that I think you add Herbert to this team, it could go even another step. But I think Dwayne Calhoun, my overreaction for Rookie of the Year is that Dwayne Calhoun wins your Rookie of the Year. So those are some of my overreactions. Let's get over here to the OMFL News number 2 with our guy Brady. We're going to bring it back for a Commissioner's Corners. Actually, we're going to open up the mailbag first. Then we'll bring it up to a Commissioner's Corner to wrap up Press Fast Live. I appreciate you guys being with me. Make sure to hit that like button. If you're not subscribed here to the OMFL, hit the subscribe button. Come be a part of the family. Let's get over to Brady and the OMFL News.
What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Brady Senior, man, giving you the OMFL News. Lizard, hey, got them island feel. Hey. No, just... Anyway, man, hey, so we over here struggling. That's what we're doing, we're struggling. But anyway, I don't know what's going on. So I had to reach out to Nate to get to get the beats link, resent to me so that way I can use it. Unfortunately, I can't use it on my bad boy in front of me, but I can use it on my old school laptop. So I got laptop music rolling. I'm watching and reading things off of my screen here in front of me off my Mac. And then I got my camera right here in front of me. You feel me? I ain't got the lavish setup as Nate. He big time. Big time. Big time. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and talk about some power rankings real quick, man, and get you guys on your way. Looks like the Jags are the number 1 seed at number 1. Saints at number 2. Okay, I see you, Nate. Cowboys at 3. Falcons at 4. Cardinals at 5. Browns at 6. Panthers at 7. The Niners at 8. Jets at 9. And the Lions at 10. Big matchup this week with the Jets. I'll face them to try to keep this train rolling right now. Sitting at 12-0. But I've had some hiccups along the way. I've been able to squeak some stuff out. And that's what we're going to say. We've been able to squeak some stuff out, all right? And secure some wins along the way. And hey, I'm loving it. But that game won't happen until Monday night. And I already seen in the chat where everybody was up there, you know, crying and going on. Look, man, I know I was available, bro. So don't come at me, okay? And his circumstances are a little bit different than mine. So, you know, don't even go at him either. You know what I'm saying? If y'all want 48-hour advances, then make it a rule, 48-hour advances. Then we'll really have a lot of Sims and CPU games. So, and just play the game. All right? Well, hey, man, we'll be right back after this, man. I got much, much more to talk about. Peace. Hey, man, what? I feel like I want to go to the beach right now.
Thank you, Brady, for the OMFL news. I see that you guys are talking about trying to get you some mojitos on the beach. And it's funny that Brady's kind of setting the stage for all the things that even get talked about here in the mailbag. So let's open up the mag. I don't know. This is a loaded question. I don't know who got in Bill's stuff, but Bill was riled up for this mailbag. Let's look at the first one. Will the OMFL look? He's coming out firing. Double barrels out the holsters, shooting them right at everybody. I feel like I'm blowing holes in me. Will the OMFL look to add new coaches over the summer ahead of Madden 23? Madden 23. Use your words, Nate. With that said, will some coaches not be invited back to the OMFL for Madden 23? I think those are a different way to ask the same question. So I see you, Bill, but I would say, listen, I'm always looking to add engaged players to the OMFL, but it is a complete crapshoot whenever you introduce new owners here. And there will always be a group of owners here that I just accept they're not going to be like completely engaged when it comes to like creating content or being in chat. They're going to get their games in. They're going to play within FPR, and I'm okay with that. It is, whether it's the work world, the church world, your personal life, or here in Grown Folks, it's always going to be 20% of the people doing 80% of the work, and that's just kind of the way it is. FPR-wise, I have to step back and look. I think that some of the new guys have worked really, really hard on not only kind of their attitudes, that's not really the word I want to use there, but kind of their energy when it comes to having difficult conversations and working on their game. And I've seen some improvement, and I'm going to talk about that in the Commissioner's Corner at the very end. And I think that we're hitting that time of the year. It's warming up outside. We've had COVID for 2 years. Yes, it's still out there, but it's much less of a thing. We kind of feel like there's some freedom back. And like, I know for me, I'm traveling for work again for the first time in 2 years. I got a bunch of trips now. Lucky for me, they're 1-2 day trips, and so I'm not going super long, and you know, a whole lot doesn't get dropped. But it's going to be a tough summer, guys. It just will be. I've been trying to have this conversation with the community for quite a bit, that just like looking at what was coming, it's going to be a tough summer when it comes to activity, and that's okay. We just have to, again, I'm going to talk about this in Commissioner's Corner. We got to have some empathy for each other and kind of understand this is where we are. And yeah, you want to go all in, we got a Deuce League, go play there and pick up one of these other games. Come join some of this other community that we have. So anyway, I'm sorry, I kind of got on a rant. I would say I'm always going to have difficult conversations, but most of the people that I kind of had in my mind were not going to get invited back, remove themselves. I fully expect some of that crew to ask sooner or later in Madden 23 to come back. I'm not ready to have that discussion yet. There are very few people who left who I'm ready to have that discussion. I think some time needs to pass just to allow some space and to give other people opportunities, because it is a privilege to be in Grown Folks. It is a privilege to be in the OMFL, and because of that, there has to be some time to pass, and other people have to have opportunities to step in. So I think there always is going to be some movement. I think I always go into it with like a list of just a handful of guys. I talk with the board. That list usually dwindles down even more from my list. And I think when it actually comes to it, I always talk myself out of it. So I don't expect a lot of movement, but Madden, it depends on how we end Madden 22. It depends on activity, and it depends on how good or bad Madden 23 is. I know people are really excited about some of the early stuff. We're going to talk on next week's Press Pass Live after I can do a little bit more homework and after more news comes out about Madden 23. I am not excited about it. I don't love anything that I'm hearing at all. None of it. And so it just depends on what Madden 23 has to offer. That has a long way to skirt around Bill's answers. Like, I don't know, Bill. I think the bigger question isn't who isn't invited back, which there may be. I don't have a list on the top of my head. If you put a gun in my head right now and ask me, I'd say everybody's probably going to be invited back. That's a knee jerk. I need to let the cycle end and process and talk with the board, talk with Wayne. Me and Wayne really work these things out. I lean heavily on all the board, because whether it's Raj, who I was about to say, or Denbrew, whose opinion I really carry, Little Koch, because he runs the Deuce, and then Lost, I've just become I like all of our board. I really respect those men. I respect their opinions. And so I'm going to lean heavily on them. There was definitely a couple of owners. I would say this. What is Nate trying to say? What Nate is trying to say is that I'm learning over the years to respond and not react as a leader. Over many years, I think I've always defaulted to not what is good for Nate, but what is good for the community, which is usually continuity and relationships. And even if those relationships are not good for me, that I can bite the bullet and put up with people that I personally don't like to kick it with, because it's good for the league as a whole. And the last point I would say that I'm still processing, or I always take time to process through at the end of each cycle, is that I don't always respond. I definitely try not to react. I do, because I'm human, but I try to make that very, very little, and I don't always respond in the moment. And then after that cycle is over and I've had time to think about it, then I make a decision. So there are owners here in Madden 22 that have done things that have forever changed my relationship with them, but also left some scars on kind of how I view them. And that may come with some uncomfortable conversations at the end of Madden 22. And I'd also say the last thing, and again, I'll talk about this in Commissioner's Corner, so why am I saying that? I don't know, because I'm rambling, and that's what I do, and I need to move on to the next point and the next question. But I've tried really, really hard to take the onus to get to know owners more personally, even guys that I know really well and that have been here a long time. For all of you, I can't think of anybody who hasn't, is getting personal message from me and checking on you and seeing how the family work's going. And sometimes if you're, I almost said a name. If you're an owner here, there's some owners who respond, I wouldn't say negatively, but they're very sharp with me because they don't really have maybe interest in having those conversations. And some have been like, what'd I do? Why are you messaging me? And it's like that. I don't want that to be the default. I don't want every time somebody sees my name in their DM, it's like, what did I do wrong? I hate that feeling. I've had that feeling as a person under leadership, and I just don't want that here. And so I'm taking time to get to know people. And I think if everyone here did that and took time to get to know guys that they either have difficult relationships with or don't enjoy being around, find a way to get to know and take time to get to know and put yourself out there, you'd find that there's way more that connects you than that doesn't connect you, and there'd be more empathy, which we will talk about a little bit later. Trey, 3 questions. Is the NFC West race looking to be the best divisional race in the final stretch? That's a great question. I can't pull it up because Madden is down. That's it. It's going to be a good one. Seahawks are trying to surge, right? Or is that the West? Yeah, that's the West, right? Seahawks, 49ers, Rams, Cardinals. I think I have that right. Cardinals are definitely taking a step back. I don't know why. I haven't done any research. I can't put my finger on it. And then you always kind of know what Penguins is going to be. I've always liked what Penguins has done with the 49ers. I think it could be a really good race. I also think you got a great one in the AFC with the Jets and the Patriots. I think you're going to have a fun one with the Chargers and Broncos. I think there's still the Falcons and Saints are going to have a good, and Panthers, like all three of those teams. I think there are really good races left to go here. Even you and the Packers may still be a really fun race as we come to an end. Question number 2, with the Cowboys and Lions rebounding from a rough start of the season, which team wasted the best opportunity to dethrone the division champions? That's a tough one. I think that's the same way of asking the other question that you asked, Trey. If I had to give you a different answer, I'd say the Eagles. I think the Eagles had a great chance to step into their division this season and build upon what they did 2 seasons ago, and it just hasn't come together for them. And I think the Eagles may have dropped a big opportunity. Everybody else was new. Packers, we've already talked about, so I don't think there's a lot there. This is a great question. He talks about season 99 draft. Is it the best draft for wide receivers ever? Glenn Winslow with the Texans, Alex Belton with the Lions, Cortland Cunningham with the Chargers, Marquez Hopkins with my Saints. I think you bring up a really good point, and it would be hard to debate that. I think there's been some really solid ones. I think the year that the Chargers had the Rookie of the Year a couple of Maddens ago, the Bills had a wide receiver that went to the OMFL Hall of Fame. I think that draft was pretty deep, but overall, I don't recall a deeper draft recently that was as deep as season 99 when it came to receivers and playmakers. And I think also those players had great skills and they went to the right teams to kind of get the most out of those skills. So that was a really fun question. Bill, again, I got Bill. I love you, Bill. Man, you were double barrel shotgunning it in this one. Seeing how many of the advances of the season are taking a full 72 hours due to inactivity by a handful of coaches, is the board reconsidering playing a 5th season? No, we're playing a 5th season, Bill. I get that you're frustrated. You always have been, and you probably always will be, but we're a 72-hour league advance. Inactivity is your view of people's situations. I personally don't think that's fair, Bill. Not everybody can be engaged all the time, and I get it. I get your point of view too. It seems to be the same owners all the time, and I think the issue becomes the issue when you see teams who are slowing down, even though it's not. Like, we're a 72-hour league. I know I like going the full 72 hours. Like, it allows me to play other games and makes up the streaming content, allows me to call games, it allows me do other content where we're every 24 hours, man. I can't do anything but stream my games. And so, again, personally, I like 72 hours. But I see your point. The tension becomes when it's slowed down by a certain amount of teams, and those are the same teams that you don't see content for. You don't see them in chat. You don't see them engaging. And when those two things overlap, it's easy to say inactivity. And maybe it is, but we don't know people's life situations. And I believe in Den Brew, and I believe that Den Brew and I have had conversations. I know one owner in particular that was causing some frustration for me to rise. I found out they were in the hospital. Like, again, we just don't know everyone's story. And so I think it's just unfair to just label everybody's inactivity. But no, we're not considering not doing season 101. We will do season 101. Browns quarterback Dickerson. This comes from Dwayne, has 47 touchdown passes already, 3 away from the OMFL record. Massimo's a touchdown machine this cycle. What is your guess at his in-season total with 4 games left? 4 games left. I say 56. I have no clue. 56 sounds like a great number. 4 games left. Give him 2 per game. 8 touchdowns. So 55 would be my guess if I had to give you a guess. I have zero clue. I'd have to go look at who he's playing. And with the, again, something I've learned this Madden is you just never know. Number 2, can the Dolphins complete the late season turnaround and win the AFC East? No, but I do like what Bill's doing. He's definitely figured some things out. I know he moved his quarterback around. He's Winovit's number 2 here. He just couldn't play with the left-handed quarterback, and he brought in another quarterback. He's got some things figured out. It seems like his defense is playing much better. I do like the Dolphins, but I think they'll carry that into the Toilet Bowl. If he plays the Toilet Bowl, it wouldn't surprise me if he wins another one, and then I see him making a great run in season 101. Can the Saints hold off the Panthers and Falcons? Nope. I already called it tonight. I think the Falcons win. I think my Saints are a fluke, and I have no clue how I've got to 10-2 or whatever my record is. And I think it's really going to show as I get late in the season against some of these top dogs and definitely in the playoffs. And last one, does Glaze and the Broncos leading the AFC West surprise you? Does that surprise me? No, I actually talked about it. It's good to see that competition. And I think that competition pulls the best out of teams like the Chargers and teams like the Raiders and teams like Kansas City. I think, high tides raise all boats. And so when you see teams competing like that, it's going to make the other teams also compete really, really well. So I think that is going to be a really great race to continue to watch and see how that one kind of plays out. All right, let's get to OMFL news number 3. Are we on number 3? Yeah, we're on number 3. And then we'll come back, Commissioner's Corner, one last OMFL news, and then we'll deuce and get on out of here. Let's get over to Brady.
Oh. Hey, this beat right here is called Through My Struggles. Hey, everybody has some struggles, man, during COVID, feel me? Rough seasons, rough times, but man, everything is trying to get back to normal. But COVID is still here. Play around if you want to. But hey, want some normalcy? Just be safe with it. But anyway, man, welcome back, man. It's your boy Brady C, man, giving you the OMFL news. My son is in the background clicking dishes because he forgot to eat breakfast at a normal time. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about some of these offensive statistical leaders and defensive statistical leaders. And let's run through it. Right now, Kenny Dickerson, which he should be, leads all quarterbacks with 65.9% passing completions. He's got 4,809 in yards, or 4,809 yards. 10.8 average, 87 long, 47 TDs, 28 interceptions. Mighty, y'all. Man, and he's been sacked 35 times. That right there would crush me. You feel me? That many interceptions? Like I'm losing games. Hands down. Ever since I changed my play style, we don't get that many interceptions or fumbles in the season. So, yeah, we got a plan, and it's working. But anyway, running back, right now, leading running back is Marion Clancy from Green Bay, 330 attempts, 1,581 in yards, averaging 4.8 per carry, 74 long, 3 fumbles, 10 20-plus yard runs, 31 broken tackles, and 15 TDs. Man, I remember I used to have those kind of stats, but man, 330 attempts with one back. Not over here in Jayville. Not over here in Jayville, buddy. I got 4 backs, man, that's touching the ball. I could care less about the rushing title. I want chips. Anyway, moving on. We got Glenn Winslow from Houston, 84 receptions, 1,830 yards, 21.8 average, a long of 89, 10 drops. He's got 272 yards after catch, and he's got 18 TDs. That is our wide receiver leader. And you know what, man? This take is getting a little long. Let me right back. Gonna keep that same track going, but we're gonna go ahead and do the defensive side as well. We'll be back. We'll be back.
I love how Brady said that one was going a little long. All right, let's get over here, and we're actually going to close this up. It looks like the internet's giving me a little bit of an issue while I was gone. My wife said that it definitely went out for like an entire afternoon, and so it looks like it's being stupid again as we get close to the end of the show here. Hopefully it will clean itself up. We'll give it just a little bit more time. Come on, internet. Be nice. It's full red right now. Touched on some red while Brady was up, but he was so long that it completely killed it. When it's red, it's hard to know what you guys are seeing and not seeing. And so my assumption is that you ain't seeing nothing. There we go. We're green again. Okay, let's make this happen. Sorry, guys. I have no control over this internet issue, but we're back. Okay, for a little Commissioner's Corner, then we'll get over to Brady. Then we're going to wrap up the show. Sorry that I came to you a little bit late tonight. My oldest son and my daughter-in-law and our granddaughter finally found them a home, and so it's just been a long couple of days here as they prepared to get moved into their new home, and super excited for them, but also led to a pretty late day. So mixed feelings, right? They've been here since little baby Stella was born, and baby Stella brings so much happiness into my wife and I's life. There's sometimes I just got to stop my day, go see her, and get her to just smile and laugh at me for a minute to give me some happiness and go finish my day off strong. Which kind of brings me to my Commissioner's Corner tonight, which is just about empathy for owners, right? Empathy for the other guys here in the league and communication. And I think that is where the two biggest struggles, I know my pinky was up, I didn't mean it for it to be, two of the biggest struggles that we have here in the OMFL whenever it comes to relationships and tensions and when things go bad and guys just end up not caring for each other. It's communication and empathy. And I just think overall, we can all do a better job of communicating when we either can't be around, aren't going to be around, and why. I think we do owe each other saying why. And if it's a really personal matter or issue and you just don't want to share that, you don't have, like, this isn't like forced fun here, but say, hey, I got a heavy issue I'm dealing with. I've got a personal issue, family, and I need a space, or I'm going to miss this week, or I'm working a lot, you know. I think just communicating with the leaders that need to be communicated with here. And if you want to tell the league and scheduling chat while you're not around, we have an out of town chat that we're supposed to be using, but also if you don't want to let everybody know, you should be letting Denbrew and myself know, or Dwayne, or like somebody here, like probably should be me, but when it comes to scheduling your games, it should be Denbrew as well. And just give us a heads up. Hey, I'm working a lot. They got me, we're shorthanded by 3 people and I'm working 12 doubles in a row. And I just, like right now I need space and I'm going to be engaged, right? Like communicating those things help people understand where you are, and then communicate those things to people who get passionate about what we do. Like you can say what you want about Bill, and look, Bill, I love you. I don't love the tone of your questions tonight, but I no one can ever question Bill's passion for this league and this community. And I got to be honest, like it takes passionate men and women like him to build an amazing community on. I can't do this by myself. Like I'm not that talented or gifted or engaging. Like it takes passionate humans who are here and want to help build this community. And so you can't question people's passion. Sometimes we can question their methods, can't question people's passion. And I think just communicating. And equally so, we should show more empathy towards each other. And I get that the OMFL is an escape for a lot of people, and sometimes it is the only escape that some of us may have. And so that's why we're either really passionate about it or really protective about it or want to be really engaged. And here's the thing I've learned about through the OMFL, through Grown Folks, and really it's hit home over the last maybe year for me, is that the use of an avatar, the use of a non-real name, usually we've Bill 36 and I'm trying to think, Dwayne, Penguins, right? These aren't real human names. These are people's avatar names. They're online identities. And then we have our avatars we disassociate from each other the fact that there's a real human with real human things going on the other side of that keyboard. And because we're not physically talking to each other, it creates this really weird situation where we don't treat each other as human. And to step back and realize that each of us are having a very real human experience, no matter which side of the coin or the issue or the debate or the situation that you might be on, each of us are having a real human experience, and we should show each other more empathy. And I think it's a perfect example. The example that I've heard from Simon Sinek. I'm a huge Simon Sinek follower from his leadership principles and teaching, and they really have shaped how I think when it comes to interacting and leading people and equipping people and serving them. And in a normal business world, the conversation is walking into the office and saying, hey, your numbers are down for the third month in a row. We've had this conversation before. If you don't pick them up for the fourth quarter, I cannot promise what's going to happen, and we're going to have a difficult conversation. Empathy is walking into somebody's office and saying, hey, your numbers are down for the third quarter in a row. We've had this conversation before. Are you okay? What do you need? What is it that you're lacking that's affecting your workflow? And I think that doesn't happen often when it comes to online communities, and it's something I've tried to practice more. And I know that gets viewed from people who are outside of those conversations, maybe from a negative way, but that's why I'm trying to communicate better, and I'm trying to build better relationships with people and get to know people's personal lives as much as they're willing to share, is because that's what it takes. And so we have to show each other more empathy and understand that if they don't get that quick play in, if maybe they missed an advance and they didn't schedule the way they should have been, and maybe they're not making any owner content and all they do is play their games, like, we don't know people's situations, and we should take the time to get to know each other more and more and more. I don't know what it means we didn't state it publicly, Trey. Maybe you mean like you didn't blast it out in chat, which you shouldn't have to. If as long as you post in the out of town thread, then people should go. And sometimes we forget, right? Like sometimes we're human and we forget, or sometimes we think it's not necessary. Like I left on a Friday morning, I came back on a Saturday night. I was gone for 2 whole days. I didn't think that was enough to post in the chat. The board knew, so maybe I was wrong, right? Like, so we're human. I just think we could do a better job of showing more empathy towards each other and taking time to get to know each other. Let's get over to the last OMFL news with our guy Brady, and then we'll come back and wrap it up.
Hey, I told you we keep that struggle going. That struggle's track going. Let me give me another sip real quick. Hey, what's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Brady Senior. Give me the OMFL news, and we're still doing the statistical take part 2. And we're going to actually do it a little bit different because I want this to be my last take. So let me pull up my AFC, NFC playoff race. Let me get down here. Let me get my bubble teams clicked on so we know what they clicked on. And then let's go ahead and run through these defensive side real quick. All right. So over here, we got Mr. Brian Burns leads from Carolina, leads all sack leaders with 14. He's got 22 tackles, 14 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 deflection, and 1 TD on the year. What the fuck? What the hell does CTHA mean? I see that on the stat line, but I never seen what it is. I don't know. But anyway, moving on to our tackle leader, Mr. Bobby Wagner from Indianapolis. He's got 87 tackles, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, 5 deflections, and 6 CTHAs. Man, I don't know what it is, bro. Maybe somebody can tell me in the motherfucking comments what the fuck that stat is. Because it does, like when you highlight it, it don't tell you what the hell it is. Because I'm lost. All right, and then moving over to our interception leaders. Right now, it's a 3-way tie at the top. You have Jalen Johnson from Chicago, Noah IG from Miami, and then you got Mr. Gardner Johnson from New Orleans. All of them have 10. Of course, 10 interceptions. Gardner Johnson has 4 TDs, and it looks like Jalen Johnson has 3 TDs, and then Mr. Noah IG has 1. And then the tackle leader amongst those 3 is Jalen Johnson with 51 tackles, followed by Gardner Johnson at 40, and then Noah IG with 34. So that is our defensive statistical leaders. But now let's go into our way too soon playoff rankings. And as it stands right now on the AFC side, the number 1 seed Jaguars will get the bye. Then we will have postseason matchups on the AFC side as follows. The Jets, number 2 Jets will play the number 7 Steelers. The number 3 Browns will play the number 6 Chargers. And the number 4 Broncos will get the number 5 Patriots. Over in the NFC side, you would have the number 1 seed would be the New Orleans Saints. Okay, Nate, we see you. And then, of course, this is the playoff matchups as follows. Number 2, Dallas will play the number 7 Packers. The number 3 Cardinals will get the number 6 49ers. And the number 4 Lions will play the number 5 Falcons. Bubble teams on the AFC side are number 8, the Titans, 9, Raiders, 10, Texans. And then, of course, on the NFC side, you have Panthers at 8, Giants at 9, Seahawks at 10. And, man, I done ran this thing too long. But the news is over. We going back to Press Pass Live and good old Nate. And I'm out. Like sauerkraut. We out of here, baby. Peace. I'm trying to 3P. I'm trying to 3P. Hey.
Thank you, Brady, for the OMFL news. I appreciate you, buddy. Bro, I ain't gonna lie, though. That was the funniest thing ever when I was watching that. My guy was real confused about what that meant, and I just thought it was the funniest thing ever. Immediately sent him a message. It was like one of those things, it's like, I can't help you in the moment. It's pre-recorded, and so this is going to have to go live like that. But man, that's funny stuff. I would have pulled you aside and whispered into your ear if that was there with you and told you what that meant, man. That's going to bring us to the end of Press Pass Live here. Number 243, I think. Can you believe 243 episodes? I've done this 243 times. That is absolutely crazy, man. I appreciate you. Do me a favor. Close the chat. Hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, come subscribe. Check out the Grown Folks Online community. You're going to see some new kind of additions as I think I'm going to be adding a new playlist and just kind of own my own personal streams. I know that I carry most of kind of all of Grown Folks, but I'm going to kind of make my own thread. And I'm going to really be pushing, I'm going to be sharing out some ideas for people who want to get into streaming more than just kind of streaming from your PlayStation. I'm also going to be looking to sell my capture card. And so if you want a cheap, nice, super nice, less than a year old capture card, I'll give you a good deal on one because I want to upgrade to a new one that just came out and put it in my new studio, who I'm going to get to start working on maybe even this weekend. It's not anywhere going to get near finished this year, but I'm ready to start taking some steps of getting kind of my own room and not have things in my living room and not have to sit up and tear down all the time. So a new look coming in 2022 for Nate Streams, and I cannot wait to do it. Guys, I love you. You absolutely matter. You matter to me. You matter to our community. You matter to my stream. I would not want to stream to just nobody. Having you guys in chat and having you guys come and talk with me is just the funnest thing ever. Having Brady make the news and having you guys bring in mailbag questions. I love telling the story of the OMFL. Tell your story. Tell the stories of your team. Know that you matter. Know that I love you. Cannot wait to see you on the next one. We're going to have some new content come out tomorrow because I'm off and I did all the yard work today. And so I get just to do whatever I want. I got to go see the dentist first thing in the morning, but it's just the cleaning. Shouldn't be a big deal. I get to come back and hang out with you. I love you. I'll see you on the next one. And until then, take care of yourselves. Peace.
Smash that like and subscribe.